Welcome to this channel. This channel is for education and culture based on historical and scientific evidence. So in the past few weeks, I have shared massive information on the 1850 Wing Chun. And due to the sharing, I got a lot of message worldwide from Wing Chun friends, traditional Chinese martial art friends, discussing the 1850s Wing Chun. And also, there are some of the Wing Chun friends try to prove me wrong on the 1850 Wing Chun is based on the Shaolin Sword Strike, and Shaolin Sword Strike is based on the General Qi Guang's teaching. Now, with all these discussions, I can share with the entire world. All these friends do not understand what I'm presenting. They all are using the version 1960s mindset to think, to judge on the 1850s Wing Chun, Shaolin Sword Strike, and General Qi Guang's teaching. Thus, it really is like when we talk about San Francisco, somebody is talking about Los Angeles. That is how the situation is now. So if one never know what is a San Francisco, what to talk about San Francisco, right? You live in Los Angeles, you don't know San Francisco, then you cannot picture San Francisco based on your Los Angeles thinking or mindsets. So today I like to share with you what is the truth of 1850s Wing Chun, which is based on Shaolin Sword Strike, which is based on the General Qi Guang's teaching. They all based on the same platform as what Qi Guang teach or train his army. So I want to go itemize for you today, so that here on everybody know the 1960s version of Wing Chun is never is the 1850s Wing Chun. Yes, it never is. Why? Because one is talking San Francisco, another one is talking about Los Angeles. Now, I'm sharing this not to debunk anybody, not to put down any grandmaster, not to put down all those legends. I'm sharing this to show the reality. If Wing Chuners do not know this reality, you know there's no longer Wing Chun exists. That's how serious it is. So, for sake of the ancestor and the Chinese culture and the young generations who call themselves Wing Chuners, this must be known. The first thing, in the fighting, okay? The idea of the Shaolin Sword Strike or 1850s Wing Chun is you need to guard yourself. You need to guard yourself. Guarding yourself. Make sure that all your parts of your body is guarding yourself. That's the first thing when one engage in the fighting. So that means one need to train to guard oneself. as I share in my book, The Restricting Wing Chun, with the drawing in the Shaolin Sword Strike, the guarding stance is this. Okay? You protect, you guard your body, and also that following the fist or strike issue from heart principle, it is this. So, be it Wing Chun 1850 or Shaolin Sword Strike, it always fist issue from heart. That is the DNA. Okay? So, this is the guarding stance. Now, it never is today's where you see in everywhere Wing Chun, or you see in the movie Wing Chun. It never is that. It's this. You have to guard yourself. Not this. This you have all opening. You have your wrist open. You have this open. You have your head open. Okay? So face it, that's the reality. That's the teaching. I can show you the writing. And remember, this is not a boxing guard. This is a Shaolin sword strike guard. This is a Wing Chun guard. Why? Because it's based on fist issue from heart. That is the DNA. Okay? That's number one. Number two, for the 1850 Wing Chun, Shaolin sword strike, up to General Qi Ji Guang, when you face your opponent, what you pay attention to him is number one, the opening within his center axis. Center axis is like the axis from my top of the head down to the ground, and it is a 360 degree. So number one is to pay attention to the opening of the opponent's center axis, because that is your target you want to attack. That's number one. So it's like a GPS, you right away lock into his opening target, which is you want to get. The second thing is you find a way, a pathway to get into that target you want to attack. Okay? You can throw the first strike. If you are fast, you can feint him, bait him. You can purposely slow down to ambush him, to strike, to attack that target, be it in the upper domain, lower, middle domain, or lower domain. So there's these two things. Okay? And these two things is really clearly written. Number one, you never think like, oh, if he throw me a hook, I want to do a turn to neutralize, to block him, and then I strike him. You never do that. The second thing, you never want to tangle with him, with his hand. The best case is not even to touch his hand while you shoot into the target directly. That's called clean. So as you know today, for example, people throw a hook, you say I want to do a turn, and then a striking to his hook hand and so forth. Those are the opposite of what the 1850s Wing Chun, Shaolin Sword Strike, and General Chi Chi Guang teaching. Okay? So you can read about this in the Shaolin Sword Strike in details and the Chi Chi Guang writing. That is the idea. What is the target? How can I get him get into the target? Instead of this hand come, I want to turn, I want to bong, I want to fork, all kind of stuff. That is about try to dissolve other people's attack or try to block or tangle and all kind of stuff. That's not the teaching. So, for example, for the 1850s or the Shaolin Sword Strike, the Tan Sao is not about blocking this hand, it's guarding me, and so make sure that I don't tangle with this. In. Attack it, the lower part of the body, press with my body, striking with here. It is a different animal. Okay? So 1850s Wing Chun, Shaolin Sword Strike, and Chi Chi Guang never teach you say if he hook at you, you need to block his hand this way, or if he come this way, I have to do this or do that, like in the movie, or what people believe today in Chinese Kung Fu. This hand, I have to use this hand to break it. So in the ancient Chinese, right, in the written in the Shaolin Sword Strike Classic, it says 不破. Po meaning this hand come, I have to use this hand techniques, that hand techniques, that hand techniques to break him. Po is breaking. No, it's 不破. You know the target, you find a way in. And then 不架, 不破, 不架. 架 meaning that block him, I have to neutralize his jing. So I hope that you understand this. It's a very different mentality. Okay, so I share with you, this is number 2 key points, the differences. The third thing, when you face an opponent, there's 2 types of strength there. Internal strength and external strength, and they are one. So what is the internal strength of 1850s Wing Chun or Shaolin Sword Strike? Internal strength, meaning in today's language, your handling of your breathing and intra-abdominal pressure. External strength meaning your body strength. So it is related today in science. Cardiovascular endurance and muscular endurance. That's called 内力,外力. It never is today's mind power, qi, 发劲. It never is that. Okay? So this is what one needs to know. The third thing, this is the third thing. The fourth thing, one is using the plum flower footwork or Z footwork or triangle footwork to cleanly strike in, continue striking the opponent. So the plum flower, the so-called plum flower footwork, is not a footwork. It is a momentum handling tools. How do you want to get in? How do you want to run him through? That is what they call footwork. It never is today's You put a few locks there, you stand on this. I want to walk this way, walk this way, walk this way. It never is. So, number one, guarding. Fist issue from heart. Number two, mark the target, find a way to get in like a missile. Number three, internal strength, external strength, meaning cardiovascular and muscle endurance and the body strength. Number four, handle the momentum with the plum flower footwork or Z footwork or the triangle footwork, which is I already share in the uh, Restricting Wing Chun book. And of course, with all this handling of momentum, you need the body strength, the leg body coordination strength, the momentum functional training, and the recycling momentum handling to be able to play this game called fighting. So it is very different than Wing Chun, Hendrik Santo. He's going to hook me, or I'm going to use a Tan Sao. He's going to strike me. I'm going to use this hand, that hand. And I'm going to play with this hand, okay? And it is the muscular, cardiovascular endurance and the body strength. It is not mind power, structure power, and the chi power and fa jing and internal power. It is the handling of the momentum, how to drive your body like a missile, which tracking the opponents, the plane one want to hit. So this is what it is. And of course, you need all the functional training to be able to do this. Now you look at the 1850s Wing Chun, the Shaolin Short Track, the General Chi Chi Guang. Don't you see? It is living in the same world of today's Western boxing, MMA, Thai boxing, all the alleged martial arts. So this is how it is. The world need to know. Okay? And so those who love the ancient art of Wing Chun, Shaolin Short Track, Chi Chi Guang, you know what it is now. I summarized for you this. And this is in writing, I can prove to you. In the Shaolin Short Track, which is written there, and you know that it linked to or is based on the Chi Chi Guang teaching.